Okay, so in last lecture we have discussed about the second combinational logic design, right? That is 4-bit adder, full adder, 4-bit full adder. Now we are going to discuss next combinational logic design, that is 3s to 8 decoder. Okay, now first tell me, what do you mean by decoder? Okay, when you talk about decoder, so based on the inputs, right, or you can say combination of inputs, the respective output pin will get selected, right? Or whatever the input set you have, based on that you will get the output pin, or you can able to activate that respective output pin. So 3s to 8 will be there. In some cases it is 4s to 32 will be there, 4s to 16 in some cases. Okay, so depending upon the combination you can have different inputs. So 2s to 4 will be there, 3s to 8, right? Then 4s to 16 you have, right? So depending upon the number of inputs you specify, then the output got selected, right? So now input is decoder is what? We have a 3 input A, B, C, or you can give any name, and we have 8 outputs, right? 8 output bits, G0 to D7, or you can use any alphabet of your choice. Okay, so this is a very simple block diagram of decoder, right? Now, okay, now we have understood the block diagram and how many inputs outputs that we require. Okay, fine. Now for the same we have to write the VHDL code. Okay, or we have to write its VHDL code. Now this is the VHDL code for the same. Okay, so as we know, now after discussing 2-3 different modules, VHDL modules of combinational logic, you must able to understand VHDL consists of 3 mandatory parts: library, entity, and architecture, right? And even by looking to the code, you must get easily identify the what is the library, where is the library declaration, where is the entity declaration, where is the architecture declaration. Okay, that you must get through after looking to the code. Okay, now first is mandatory part, it is a library declaration. So where is library declaration in this case? This is the library declaration. Which library we have used? IEEE, right? So first we have declared the library. Okay, library IEEE we are going to use. In that library, which package, in that package which items that you are going to use, again that we need to specify. So the same thing we specified into the second line. What we have written there? Use IEEE. That means, okay, use this library that we have declared above, that is IEEE dot, means in that library which package you want? Standard logic 1164, standard underscore logic underscore 1164. This is the package name. That means, see, this is the library dot package dot items in that package. Okay, ended with the semicolon. So first we have to tell the synthesizer, okay, we are using this library. In this library, this package I am using, and in this package, all the items that are present in this package, we are selecting all items in that package. Okay, so this entire part is about the library declaration, right? This entire part is about the library declaration. Okay, what next is the entity declaration after library, but obvious you have to declare the entity part. So and see, for this we have already discussed some syntax. right? For even library declaration, we have some fixed syntax. Entity declaration, we have fixed syntax. For architecture, yes, you can choose the appropriate styling, right? Either you can go for behavioral, or you can use data flow, or you can use structural modeling, or in sometimes you can use mixed style modeling also, that is also allowed. Okay, so this is about the entity. Okay, now how we have defined the entity, or how we have declared the entity. So in entity, what we normally define, inputs and outputs required, राईट. एनटीटी मध्ये आपण काय लिहितो, त्या ब्लॅक बॉक्सला लागणारे इनपुट्स किती आणि आउटपुट्स किती, बरोबर आहे. मग या डिकोडरच्या केसमध्ये आपल्याला किती इनपुट आणि किती आउटपुट लागणार आहेत, 3 इनपुट आणि 8 आउटपुट, right? This is the only requirement. So this same thing, and as we are using the input output, so we will use the port declaration. हेच जर का आपल्याला constant declare करायचा असता, so we may have gone for the generic declaration, right? आपण सिंपल आता काय करतोय, पोर्ट डिक्लेअर करतोय. सो दॅट्स वाय वी हॅव रिटन हिअर द पोर्ट डिक्लेरेशन, राईट. आफ्टर दिस, इफ यू मे हॅपन टू यूज सम कॉन्स्टंट, जर का तुम्हाला एखादा कॉन्स्टंट यूज करायचा असता तर तुम्ही काय केलं असतं, जेनेरिक डिक्लेरेशन वापरलं असतं, right? But as we are not using any constant here, we will simply use this port declaration, right? Decoder is the name that I have given to that entity. You can give another name. You can say 328 decoder. This is also allowed. Or you can say decode 328. This is also allowed. Or you can use 38 decoder. This is also allowed. Okay. So what name that you should give to the entity, it is up to your choice. There is no any hard and fast rule. Okay. So I have given the name decoder. Okay, you can give any name of your choice. Then port, why we are using port, as I have only declaring the inputs and output pins. Okay, in many cases you may require a bidirection, that means in out also, but that varies, or that is depending upon the application to application. Okay, so first, as we have already identified, we require a 3 input and how many output bit, 8, right? Now tell me, if I have to define, right, more than 1 bit data, which type of data type I should use? I should use only standard logic, or I should go for standard logic vector? If you can. जर का मला मोर दॅन 1 बिट डेटा जर का डिक्लेअर करायचा आहे, तर स्टँडर्ड लॉजिक जर का मी नुसतं लिहिलं, फॉर एक्झाम्पल, इफ आय हॅव स्किप्ड दिस पार्ट, okay, a standard logic, what it means, I have skipped this part, what it means, a input standard logic, only I have defined this much, what will happen, the compiler or synthesizer will take this a as a only single bit data, and how many bit we want, 3 bit. And for that purpose, if you have to define more than 1 bit data, you should use this standard logic vector data type. Then and then only you are able to define more than 1 bit data, right? Standard logic vector. Hey, if you have not used this vector type data, then by default your compiler or synthesizer might have considered that a as only a single bit data, that means either 0 or 1, that's it. But how many bits we are requiring here, 3 bit data, right? That may be any combination, 0 0 0 0 1 0 0 1 1, anything means, but it is more than 1 bit. So for that purpose, I have used here standard logic vector as a data type, so that this a will be of 3 bit. And how what rule I have told you how to define this vector, n minus 1 down to 0. And what is n? Number of bits. What is number of bits we require? 3 bits. So n minus 1. So 3 minus 1 will be 2 down to 0, right? 2 down to 0. This is the 3 bit. That means now after synthesizing this line, the compiler will understand, okay, A is of 3-bit data as it is a standard logic vector type. Data type काय आहे त्याचा आपण वापरला standard logic vector, right? And that belongs to a standard logic data type, predefined standard logic data type that we have already discussed in the unit number first. Okay, I have used here a standard logic data type so that the compiler will understood that it is a 3-bit data. Okay, the same thing we have to go with B as it is an input, right? Or if if in the same case, if you have didn't mention this logic vector, the same thing will happen to B also. Okay, this B will be of only a single bit. That means every time you choose A1, A0 or A2 or ABC, that means 3-bit, any combination you choose, it will always transmit that data to a only one output, as you have not defined a multiple bits. To define a multiple bits, you always use a standard logic vector type. Then and then only you can able to define a more than 1-bit data. So same thing we have did here also. B is of type out. What is its mode? Output. And what is its data type? Standard logic vector 7 down to 0. Again, why here 7 down to 0? The rule, n minus 1 down to 0. N is 8-bit, 8 minus 1 is 7 down to 0. Right? So it's a 8-bit data end decoder. Now this entire will form the entity declaration. Right? म्हणजे पहिले आपण काय केलं? Library declare केली, नंतर entity declare केली, and now the third part we are going to write the actual logic in the architecture body. Right? Now we are going to discuss, or we are going to write the third part, that is a architecture declaration or architecture body, you can say. Understood? Now here, architecture behavior of decoder is begin. So I am using the process statement. As you know, process statement is a concurrent statement, and whatever inside the process statement is a sequential one. That means this case statement is sequential one, and the same thing we have discussed in the theoretical part also. You can go and you can check the sequential statements in VHDL. You can find this case statement. You can find this when loop also, right? So here, process A is, okay. What it means? We have selected this input and we are now using this input in a process part. Okay, process A, that means now whatever the things or whatever the changes that will happen related to the A bit only. And what is A? We have defined in the entity. A is the input of 3-bit, or it's, you can say it's a 3-bit input. Okay, begin. After process also we have to begin this process. We are using the case statement. Case A is when 0, 0, 0. Now what is 0, 0, 0? A. Right? This case is directly take or directly will consider the value of whatever the bits that you have defined for A only, because you have written here. You are using this case statement for this particular bit or for this particular variable. That's why whatever you will write here, it will only considered for this A only. म्हणजे when 0, 0, 0, but कोण 0, 0, 0? A. When 0, 0, 1, but whose value it is? A's value. Right? ती त्या A ची value म्हणून direct consider होणार आहे. If you happen to write a code for say 4:16 decoder, okay, then here you might have written 0, 0, 0, 0, 4 times 0. Right? And what changes you can made here? Instead of here 2 down to 0, you have to mention 3 down to 0. and instead of here 7 down to 0, you need to mention 15 down to 0, 16-bit output. This is the only changes for 4S to 16 decoder. Rest all code will be the same. And of course, you have to, here we have mentioned only 8 cases. There you have to write the 16 cases. This is the only. Rest everything, every single command will be same. I hope you are getting this. Okay. So when 000 B will get 0001. That means now here B is what? Output that we have already selected, right? This output, it will get set to a D0. म्हणजे जेव्हा इथं 000 असणार आहे तेव्हा D0 बिट सिलेक्ट होणार आहे. इथे जेव्हा 001 असणार आहे तेव्हा D1 सिलेक्ट होणार आहे. Right? The same logic we have written here. The same logic we have written here. When 000, first D0 will get selected. When 001, D1 will get D3 will get selected. 100 for 100, 5 will get selected. 101, 6, right? 7, and for last it is 1, and for others that means any value which is not belongs to this, it will select as not defined. Right? This is the special data type, or that standard 9 value data type that we have used here. If you remember, we have discussed this data type in unit number first. It is one of the data types from that 9 value. That's why we can use here, not defined. Okay. So here we have used this case statement. You can use if else loop, right? How you can use if else loop? If A is equal to 000, then B is equal to, you can write this code. Else B is equal to, else if A is 001, then again B is will be this. So you can use if else loop, you can use when else loop. Okay, but the thing is, you should choose the appropriate logic so that your code will be short and sweet, right? हे तुम्हाला if else वापरून सुद्धा लिहिता येतो हा कोड सेम लॉजिक. हा कोड तुम्हाला when else वापरून सुद्धा लिहिता येतो. राइट? हा कोड तुम्हाला सिलेक्ट स्टेटमेंट वापरून सुद्धा लिहिता येतो. Many ways are there. I have used here the optimum way, that is the using case statement. Now this is what entire code is. Now as you have started the case, you have to write end case. After case, you have begin with the process also. So as you have started the process, you have to finish the process. That's why you should write end process. And finally, as you have started this architecture, you have to end this architecture also. Okay, this is the entire code for 3S to 8 decoder. In the same way, with some modifications, you can write code for 2S to 4 bit, 2S to 4 decoder. You can write 4S to 16 decoder, no problem, with little bit changes in the code, right? Is this or we can say you can see the simplicity with the help of VHDL, right? Within simply 15 lines, finished, your entire 3S to 8 decoder code is over. Just a 12 to 15 line code, that's it, right? So it's a very wonderful and useful language as far as, okay, here only we have what we can say, using a very simple design of decoder. Now you can imagine if you want to use some complex digital logic such as modems, then multi-bit ALUs, okay, or even say with the help of some soft-core processor, even it is possible to design microcontroller using FPGA and VHDL also. Okay, so if you think of complex design, then you can say how, what we can say, the job of the programmer is reduced up to what extent with the help of this HDL language, that is VHDL, right? And that's why we should have thorough knowledge of this HDL language, that is VHDL. It is very useful as far as the complex digital system design is concerned, right? So this is about the 3 to 8 decoder. Okay, so now probably in next lecture we are going to discuss the comparator design. Okay, so if you want to compare any two bits, right, how to write a VHDL code for the same. So this part we are going to discuss in the next lecture. Okay, so we will stop here. If you have any query related to the points that we have discussed in today's session, you can ask me right now. Otherwise, we will stop.